Hi guys, welcome back to Primrose and Pro Bath Products. My name is Melinda, and today I am doing something a little bit different with soap. The soap that you just saw is a failed soap. That was the first attempt at the Ember soap I made for the Feelings collection, and the fragrance oil that I had chosen to use unfortunately completely discolored and turned everything sort of a brownish tone, but not completely brown all the way through. So instead of chucking it, I decided I was going to turn it into soap shreds to use in a different soap. All I have here is a basic cheese grater that you can get off of Amazon. I think it was like, I don't know, 20 bucks, 15 maybe. All I'm going to do here is put all of my bars of soap through this cheese grater. Now it's a soap shredder. I'm going to put all the bars through the cheese grater until I have everything nice and shredded up. I'm going to skip ahead so you guys don't have to watch me shredding an entire loaf of soap, but that's what I did is I took the whole loaf and I shredded it all up. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix my oils and my lye water solution and get that nice and emulsified. All right, my batter is ready to go. The colorant I'm using today is Nocturnal from Nurture Soap. It is a straight black mica. I'm going to have a black soap batter, and I'm going to put those soap shreds inside of the soap batter so that once it's all said and done, it will look kind of like confetti. Some people liken it to a confetti soap. This particular soap is going to have a little bit of a different look, which you'll see later. Now, the fragrance I'm using is actually 3 different fragrances. It was a custom blend that I had done for the Ember soap originally that didn't work out. So I'm using that same blend, but I can't 100% remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was like cognac and Cubans and something woodsy. There's a lot of like wood earthiness kind of scent going on. So I'm mixing that up, and I know it's going to behave well because I did use it before and it behaved beautifully. It didn't seize up, it didn't accelerate my batter. Normally I would not go ahead and dump my fragrance and my colorant in at the same time. I usually like to blend in my colorant first, make sure that I have it the way that I want it, and then go ahead and add in my fragrance oil in case my fragrance does something funky. But like I said, I knew that this fragrance oil would behave just fine, so I was not too worried about it. I've split my soap batter up into a couple different pitchers, and you can see I'm just putting the soap shreds into the batter. I'm trying to kind of separate it out with my fingers as I go. It was saponified and it did have a little bit of time to cure, so it's not too sticky, but where I did shred it, it kind of wanted to stick together. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I just wanted to make sure I got some good separation as I was putting the shreds into the soap batter. Right now, I'm trying to get everything as even as I can. Originally, I had planned on making 2 different loaves of soap, but unfortunately, my brain went a little bit wonky when I was figuring out how much soap batter I would need of that black soap batter. So I had the 1 loaf of soap from what I had shredded. And what I should have done was made enough to make 1 more loaf of soap. And that would have been basically 2 loaves, right? When you add them together and you're mixing everything together. I have heard from people that you don't want to go more than 50% soap shreds to soap batter because it can become crumbly. I didn't do any of that. Instead, what I did was my squirrel brain went, oh, I want to make 2 loaves of soap. So when I was mixing my lye solution and I was prepping my oils, I made a double batch. So I ended up with 3 loaves instead of the 2, which you'll see later as I start to pour my panic in having to grab a 3rd soap mold. Right now I'm just mixing everything together. I'm trying to get all those soap shreds coated in the new soap batter that I had made before pouring everything into my mold. It does get a little bit chunky when you're trying to pour, so just be forewarned if you attempt a confetti soap, because the shreds kind of just glob in instead of flowing really nicely like a liquid batter would. It ends up fine. It really does. But, you know, just if you're a messy soaper like I am, keep that in mind. So this is where I realized that I have very much underestimated how much soap I made and have only emptied one of the 2 pitchers that I had mixed up. So I'm scraping the bottom of this one, and then I gotta go and grab my 3rd loaf mold so that I can actually put the rest of my soap batter into molds here. Now that I've got the majority of it into the molds, I had set some of that black to the side because I wanted the top to be nice and smooth and not see those shreds from the top view. So I reserved some of the just basic batter with no shreds mixed into it so that I could kind of cover it and smooth it out over the top. I did decide that I wanted the top to have a little more texture than just the flat top. I had gone in with one kind of random texture and I didn't really like it, so now I am redoing it and I'm just kind of doing a sort of a random swirly pattern. There's not really any rhyme or reason to it. I was just going with the flow at this point. I liked the idea of the swirliness of it. I decided to call this soap Ancient Ember because of the way that it looked on the inside, and I thought that the swirl would go with sort of that ember swirly smoke kind of top. I think it came across pretty good. The Ancient Ember soap you see me making here is part of the Enchanted Collection, so I think that it being Ancient Ember really goes with that sort of magic theme, woodsy theme that I have going with the rest of the soaps. Now my soap top does have a little bit of soda ash on it. It is just a cosmetic thing, not a big deal, and it steams out just fine with a fabric steamer or clothes steamer, whatever you want to call it. So it does happen from time to time. I think I had forgotten to spray the top of this one with isopropyl alcohol, which does help prevent that soda ash, but again, not a problem because it's just going to steam right off. Now, the Enchanted Collection drops on August 14th if you are interested, and I will have a couple more videos of other soaps in that collection coming up in the next couple of weeks here. Taking that first slice, and as you can see on the inside, it's got those fiery emberish colors. It's got the orange and the yellow and the red, and then surrounded by that black to really give it that ancient vibe, that like burned out fire vibe, and I think it turned out really, really cool. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.